let me show you how to make money fast doing trading in Star Citizen 319.
I don't know if you can keep a secret, but this is one of my favorite trade routes in Star Citizen. So yeah, try not to tell anybody. I don't think anybody watches my YouTube channel anyway.
Just like in life, bigger is better. So we'll be doing this trade run in the glorious C2, which I just bought and then bought a paint job as well. How'd you do that, Chris Roberts? Our first stop is at the Schumann mining facility SMO10, which is actually located on the planet of Microtech. Yeah, everybody that makes YouTube videos has already made a video on SMO10, but wait, there's more. Well, you know, as long as you upgrade your ship to the very best military drive, or this run isn't going to be as profitable as others, because you need to get to these places quick. Oh yeah, nothing like a brisk jog through a snowstorm in order to go buy your stuff right after a cup of coffee. Alright, so this is the beginning of our run, and we're going to be starting out with 8.45 million, which isn't too bad. The master plan is to try to make 1 million in 2 of our trips. We're going to start out buying Beryl here and fill up our C2 all the way. You can also get Beryl in other places in Microtech. It's just key that you buy the Beryl in Microtech because that is going to be the cheapest place to get it. We're going to pay a little over 1.59 million. It is also key that you make sure that you visibly see the cargo load into the inventory before you hit the accept button. I'm not kidding. This is also key. Make sure that you see your cargo on your ship before you leave the area. True story, ended up rage quitting Star Citizen for about a week due to losing a load of Beryl. Our next stop is the Crusader system. We're actually going to sell all of our Beryl here at Orison. Why Orison? I thought that place sucked. It was a pain to get in and out of. Well, they've totally and completely revamped it. It doesn't take all that much time to get down there. It takes no time to leave at all. And they pay the most for the barrels, so that's where we're gonna go to make our first boatload of money. Here we are at Orison, and if you have trouble finding it at night, just ping and look for the spider-looking structure. It's like every single time I try to shoot a video, I do like a glove, like every single time. Why do I do that? I'm supposed to be a professional. Take a shuttle to the Providence platform, cross this bridge, the TDD is just on the other side. We paid just over 1.59 million for that Beryl. Looks like we're going to be able to sell it for 1.94. That's ridiculous. For the first leg of this run, we ended up making 353,277 aUEC. Our new starting total is a little over 8.8 million. The trucker motto states, try not to fly with an empty hold, so we're going to remedy that. It is now time to fill up this entire C2 with scrap. Now, it's not going to make us a whole boatload of money, just a little under 40k, but we're flying that direction anyway. Once again, you want to make sure that you see the inventory visibly pop into your ship before you hit the accept button, or you'll end up rage quitting just like I did for a week. There are 2 places in the verse that paid the absolute most for scrap. The first place is going to be at Crew L5, although that's kind of out of the way from where I'm wanting to go, so we're going to head over to Hurl L5 instead because it's closer to the 2 places I like to go. Now, after you sell your scrap, you can either head over to Arcorp on Walla, hit up 056. That potentially can make you more, though it's a longer trip back to Microtech. For larger ships, my go-to is generally not the Arcorp system because sometimes I can't fill up all the way with the good stuff. So let's plot over to High Core Station. I remember when I would sell stuff or even go to Orison for any reason, trying to leave the atmosphere, I'd literally just put it into cruise control and go out and do the dishes and make a bunch of food. It took for freaking ever. But now, in Star Citizen 319, that's totally and completely different, which is a big giant bag of win. Like I was saying before, after you sell your scrap, you kind of have 2 options. You can hit up the Arcorp system. Walla is actually really good at 056. They sell Astatine, Laranite, as well as diamonds. A more consistent route, though, for gigantic ships like the C2 would be to head over to Ariel and either hit up Bezdek or you can hit up Lathan. Either one, you'll be getting a little bit of Laranite as well as titanium here. 056 can be hit or miss. Sometimes you'll be making a bunch more money and sometimes you won't make as much because everyone and their space mom seems to want to do it when I do it. You can sell all your scrap at the admin office here in the Galleria. Now we're only going to be making about 38,280 aUEC on this trip, but since we're flying in this direction anyway, might as well make a little more profits. There we go. Transaction complete. And that's going to put us up to a little over 8.84 million, which is pretty good. Almost pulled the trigger on the Arcorp system, but instead we're going to hit up the Hurston system, we're going to hit Ariel, and go buy all of our craps over at Lathan. This run is generally more consistent because you can buy titanium here for the cheapest, and Microtech pays the absolute most for it, and when you fill up a C2, that ends up being quite a bit of money. I'm just hoping I can score at least 50 SCU Laranite here. Heck yeah, they got 68 SCU of Laranite here, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to buy all of it because it's going to fail on that very last one. At least CIG fixed the ability to buy these boxes for like super mega cheap, and the only problem is like you can never buy all of the Laranite. Now well, it's no biggie, we'll just fill up the rest of the way with titanium, and the good news is I have never had a problem filling up my C2 the rest of the way with titanium here or at Bezdek. And every single time we buy our freaking cargo, we are going to wait to make sure I see that stuff load on there before I hit the accept key. I just can't stress this enough. Keeping my fingers crossed, yep, it's all there. Cha-ching! Our next stop is the Microtech system. We're going to head over there and sell all of our loots over at New Babbage. When you drop in, you'll want to locate the airport, which is actually just to the bottom right over there. You'll follow the tram lines. The left one will take you to a series of 4 little domes. Once you get there, you want to locate the dome that has like the little garage being built off of it, and then just land your ship right there or near this area. If you see any other ships around or people walking around, it would be time to be paranoid. So yeah, if you're going to sell in Microtech, it's just smarter to land over by the domes. That way you can avoid riding 2 trains, because ain't nobody got time for that. Enter the dome and then run to the end of this hallway. Hit up the elevator and have it take you to the commons. Just take a right and run through the area where everyone's exercising. Run through the commons and then run all the way through factory line. This is where you're going to run into the TDD. Yeah, this is definitely way faster than riding the train. Let's first pawn off our Laranite. Now we ended up with 67 SCU. Anything over 50 is actually really good. Let's now pawn off the mother load of titanium that we have here for maximum profits. This completes trip number 1. Now if you remember, we had a little bit over 8.45 million when we first started. I'm basically space greedy, so I'm going to complete another trip in this video, but right now we are sitting a little bit over 8.96 million. That is a total profit of 510,000 on our first trip. Back at it, I'm over at SMO 10 here on Microtech, loading up on Beryl once again. Time to head back to Orison for that sweet, sweet payday and a shuttle ride. Maximum profits. Already up to a little bit over 9.28 million space bucks. You guessed it, gonna snag up another load of scrap and then head over to Hurl 5. Quickly selling out the admin for just a little under 40k profits. That puts us up to a little over 9.32 million. Boo, I should have went over to Bezdek instead of Lathan. I can only get like 33 SCU of Laranite here. Oh well, I guess it's awesome that they have a mountainous supply of titanium. Good. Let the loot spawn on your ship. Back over to Microtech. I don't know, maybe I'm in the presence of a celebrity, but I think that's Ricardo Gaming down there. He does a lot of Elite Dangerous content as well as some Star Citizen. Anyways, whether it's him or not, he is still on his ship, so in order to save him a little bit of paranoia as well as myself, I'm just gonna kind of land over here in between these 2 domes. Sup, space bro? Time to pawn off this Laranite as well as all this titanium. At the beginning of this run, we had a little over 8.45 million. We ended up with a little bit over 9.44 million. That is a total profit of 990,074 aUEC. If you found this video helpful, why don't you check out this other one right here? You're gonna love it.